Hello, Cooper Glover, 1972 here. I think this video is going to be fairly short. I'm starting another new series. You know, I was just to talk about a few other things before I go off on this particular series or this episode or whatever it is. Well, first off, Middle Eastern cinema. Fandor, where I watched those three Iranian films from, they said I had to renew my membership, and I tried a number of times to put in my credit card information, tried contacting them a few times, and no dice, and I sort of ran up the credit card bill because I was buying movies, and but I always paid back the whole amount during, that month. So I never, never get interest. So I'll probably resubscribe to Fandor sometime in February. So Middle Eastern cinema might be on hold for a little while. And then of course there's Southeast Asian cinema, and a subset, or I don't know, just another branch would be just devoted to Japanese cinema. And then, of course, my weekly series of movies I see. And this series, which is television. I'm devoted this particular series just to television only and nothing else. Also, I wanted to talk about my music, GarageBand. I put up GarageBand music, and I don't know if it's getting a lot of views or like I think the one that has the highest amount of views. I belong to a GarageBand group on Facebook, 2 of them. And so I put up a few YouTube videos. What I do is I compose a song in GarageBand, export it to iTunes, and then go into iMovie, take the song in iTunes, put it in the timeline or whatever it is, and then choose a picture from Google Images, and that's how I do it. So, I put up a few songs on my Facebook groups. I put it up a post, with a YouTube video. They wanted to see a graph of the video itself. So I tried to go about doing that. I recorded the graph, but I couldn't get any sound, so I had to get a plug-in, and I didn't know how to do it. I was kind of confused, and but I've looked there recently on the Facebook page, and it's showing people YouTube videos with their songs, so maybe I'll try it and see what happens. They want you to show a graph. They don't want you to show, a picture of a YouTube video, because they want to know if you really composed the song. But anyways, so like one of those particular videos, YouTube videos that I put on the Facebook group for GarageBand, and maybe some other ways too. It got like 70 views. Um, and then one was Kyoto, I Mourn for Thee. That was after I haven't been doing anything in the Facebook group, and that got 58 views, I think. And maybe people were when they were putting their words into the browser on YouTube, and that particular song was composed because of the earthquakes, mudslides, and flooding that were happening in Japan on the island of Honshu, where Kyoto is. So that's why I called it Kyoto, I Mourn for Thee. And I did a poem that came with it with a delay on it. But I think it's not very clear sounding. My voice isn't too clear sounding, and maybe I sort of wrecked up the sound on that. But anyways, so I'm thinking of possibly starting another channel, and this channel will be just devoted to music, nothing else. So I'll put up, my GarageBand songs. My GarageBand songs, when I started off doing them, this was way back, but like 2014. I have an iMac G3, and I was using that. I have a MacBook Pro now. That's what where I'm doing the video now, this video. But I had iMac G3, and I just took loops and I joined them together, and I mixed the loops together, like little riffs or melodies or whatever, and that would form songs. So I didn't play the instruments. They were already bits of sound that I joined together and formed songs with. Then the next step was in 2014, or was it 15? Well, 2014 in November, I got this computer that I'm talking to right now. And I don't know, maybe a few months later, somewhere in there, I bought a MIDI keyboard from Guitar Center. So I did some songs of that, which are further up in my videos, going towards more recent. And then the last remainder that's, close to the top and a little ways down as well, is basically my guitar stuff. I bought my first guitar in September of 2017. It's a Fender Squire Bullet Stratocaster. And I know I'm digressing and I'm not talking about TV, but I'll be finished in just a minute or so. So I showed it on my YouTube channel, my Squire Bullet Stratocaster. That got a lot of views. And so I started doing songs with that. I didn't really start doing songs until like maybe February or March of 2018. And then I think it was April, I bought a Fender Mustang amp, which like added something to the sound or something. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, the GarageBand program, it's got great amps on it, excellent ways of using sound. It's got built-in digital pedals, that you, instead of buying a preamp, an analog pedal that you would hook into the amplifier to make unique sounds like a delay, like an echo sound or flanger. Flanger, I think, is sort of like making the guitar sound kind of airy, kind of sounding like, Eddie Van Halen does it. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, so I bought that amp, and then I think it was May of last year, I bought Epiphone Les Paul Special, which I really love because it's got humbuckers, which is a nice sound, a nice sustain on it. It's all made of wood, so it's got this nice like sound coming out of it. But then I started listening to the songs I did with my Fender. It's technically not a Fender, it's a Squire, but Squire is owned by Fender, so it's a Stratocaster, and I bought that because Jimi Hendrix played that, and maybe a few other people like Pink Floyd, like David Gilmour. did Prince play one? Or maybe he did in the past. So those are some musicians I like that have used it. And the Epiphone I bought because people like Jimmy Page and Slash play that. So the Epiphone has like a dirty, fuzzy kind of sound to it, like a thunderous kind of sound, and the Fender has a more clear kind of piercing sound. I don't know, a clear sound to it, like a distinct sound. And I didn't know if the guitar sounded a little tinny sounding, being the cheaper end of the Squiers, but I think if I just adjust the pedals right and the amps right, either on my analog amp that I hook up to the guitar, or the amps I use in my GarageBand program, or both the amps in the GarageBand program or the amp that I have, then I can change the sound of the guitar, because the Fender has like, I just call it a Fender, even though I guess it's a Squier. It has single coil pickups, and it has five pickup switch. It's a 5 pickup switch, whereas the Epiphone only has 3 pickup switch, which just changes the sound. Then you can turn the tone knob that changes the sound as well. So I know I'm going on. So I'm thinking of maybe starting another channel with just focused on music, because I don't know. I mean, if people saw a channel that was geared towards music, and when I do my videos, I've noticed I've clicked on, I think, film and animation as the subject. So maybe people are not seeing them because the people that are into music just don't see them because of where they're oriented. And a channel like Kubrick Lover, you're expecting movies, so people are going to watch my movie stuff, like my Disney and Pixar collection. I think it has got like 400 something views. I think my reviews, maybe Bitter Tears of Petrifying Can't, got 400, 600. I don't remember. At least 400 maybe. Or is it 200? I don't know. It's an incredible number of views. And Decalogue, I did a review of the Decalogue that Dean the DVD said I should try and do. So I did it a few years back. And I think it's got like 800 views, but don't take my word for all these view counts. You can look at the video and see what I'm talking about. All right, so that's that. So let's get to the television show. So this will be the first debut of this series, and it's this show I'm going to talk about is Maniac, which is on Netflix. It's only a 1-season show. I think I don't think it's going to have a second season. Well, maybe it will, for all I know. But it seems like the way it ended, it looks like everything was tied up at the end. So it stars Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, and they were also the producers, executive producers or producers on it. Emma Stone is a drug addict, and she's been taking these pills. And Jonah Hill is mentally ill. I think he's got schizophrenia. He has a rich, wealthy family. So they decided, Emma Stone and Jonah Hill meet to each other in this drug experiment by this, I guess it's a pharmaceutical company. And they end up, their brain waves, they end up in each other's minds. So they start getting to know each other, and they help each other as more time goes on. So I guess I'm going to not say a lot about this show because I don't want to give too much away. But it's sort of in the vein of The Matrix. And The Matrix, by the way, had another movie that came before it that is basically sort of like The Matrix before The Matrix. I know that Sasha says Ghost in the Shell. They ripped shots out of that from Matrix. But as far as like another world made by another world, there's a movie by Rainer Werner Fassbinder. and it's his only science fiction film. It's one of his miniseries that he made, and it's called World on a Wire, which Criterion has a version of, and I've watched it a few times. But the main character, he programs this world. It's based on a novel called Simulacrum something. I can't remember what the total name is, but he's a computer programmer and he creates a world. He's in charge of this world that he makes through a computer. But people disappear on him, and things aren't quite right. So it's like a precursor to the Matrix, before there was a Matrix. And it was kind of, like Army of Shadows by Jean-Pierre Melville. It was kind of like forgotten and then rediscovered. Army of Shadows I highly recommend as well, but that's a movie. But so in this particular series, Maniac, I guess it came from a foreign television series. I think it was Norway, maybe. But it was good, and I got more into it as I watched it, and I found it more compelling as I watched it. But it still wasn't fantastic, I don't think. It wasn't Mad Men, it wasn't Breaking Bad, so I give it a moderate, well, out of 5 stars, I give it, I give it 3.5, because they took a lot of effort into showing different eras and the use of special effects, and it was a well done, crafted show. So I'll give it that. So this is my maiden voyage with the television series, and I don't know when I'll do another television series show, but this is my first. And I think I'm going to start another channel for the music. And another thing is, I'm thinking of doing like a greatest hits album, probably more than one, because some of my songs are like 15 minutes long or 12 minutes long, and then other ones are like 2 or 5 minutes long. So I might take the 2 or 5 minute long ones and put them into one album, and then put the longer songs and maybe like 3 or 4 songs into one album, like 15-minute songs. So you get like a 45-minute album or an hour-long album, just to like increase circulation, to make people more aware that I'm this music I'm playing. And some of the music might be forgotten because it's further down, and I have other videos where I'm talking about, just movies I've bought or reviews or whatever. So you might not notice it because it's way, way, way down, so because I've done over 365 videos. I think I'm at like 388 now or something. Maybe it's 389 with this video. But anyways, I think that does it. I'm going to load this up. By the way, the previous video that just was put up today, I had a heck of a time getting that up onto YouTube. I had Martin Luther King Day off, and I've said that on the video, I think, and previous video. And so on Monday, I tried to load it up, but then I realized I had the wrong date on the video. So I had to fix that, and then but by that time it was too late at night. I had to go to bed. So yesterday I tried to load it up to YouTube. It kept not going in. It just wouldn't go in. But finally it got in today. So I think this one you're watching right now, I have no problem getting in. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the near future, and I'll let you know if I start a new channel. This channel will still be around, and I'll still do stuff on it. But I'll be maybe more focused on just movies. And then, well, you know what? If I do music, it's going to be on this channel too, but it's also going to be on just pure music channel. So I'll probably, anything music, I'll put both on this channel and on the music channel. Okay, so that's it. See you later, and I'll see you in the near future.